The body is the main part of your presentation. It should contain accurate and understandable details. You have to cover your topic thoroughly and eliminate any unnecessary information. The organization of the body is critical because the audience needs to follow what you are saying or doing. When organizing and arranging the major points in your discussion, remember these tips. If you have more than 5 major points, the audience can get lost or confused. If you have fewer than 3, you might not have enough information and your topic might be too simple or narrow. Another tip is to put your major points in a time frame. A problem-effect solution where you state the problem, describe its effect, and suggest ways to solve it. Lastly, use transition words. You can also pause to emphasize a point or change position in front of the audience. The body of your presentation holds around 75% of your overall performance. Therefore, you have to create effective visual aids and deliver your presentation powerfully. A visual aid is an object used to represent and enhance the understanding of your message. It adds an important dimension to the presentation and the speaker. Experimental psychologists and educators found that 3 days after an oral presentation, people only retain 10% of what they heard, 35% from what they see, and 65% from a visual and oral presentation. The use of visual aids is essential to all presentations. It aims to illustrate your main ideas, stimulate your audience, and aid retention. Mr. Charles E. Davis shared 10 powerful tips to help you move away from text-heavy slides and create a powerful visual aid. It aims to achieve a more impactful and informative presentation. Most companies provide a corporate-specific template. Make sure to consult with your marketing department and use the standard template of your organization. A standard template normally has a specified font style and font size. Too many ideas in one slide impede the brain's ability to absorb information. Your slides are supposed to create clarity on your topic. The audience should look at your slides and have an aha moment. PowerPoint Smart Art provides several options for changing bulleted lists to a graphical display, which is more visually appealing. You can add an animation to the slide so you can allow your audience to focus on a particular point as you begin to discuss. This is an important skill in creating an effective presentation. You must use pictures to tell your story or present your argument. It helps the audience understand your concept much faster than just printed or spoken words. Another tip is to use nice graphs in Microsoft Excel and PowerPoint. It helps display data in your presentation. When doing this, you have to identify the most important information in the graph and make it stand out in some way. Here are some graph formats that you can choose from. Using a plain white background may be appropriate in some circumstances. You need to make sure there is enough contrast between the background and the information presented on the slide. Keep in mind to use font colors wisely and apply these tips. White space is also called a negative space. It is important to create spaces between various elements on your slide. Adding that extra bit of white space makes your slide appear less crowded and more readable. When looking for a picture to use in a slide, you don't have to use it the same way as the photographer took it. Some pictures can be more effective after it has been resized, cropped, or recolored. The rule of thirds was first articulated by John Thomas Smith in 1797. It is a guideline used by painters, photographers, and cinematographers to frame a visual image that generates compositional energy and interest. If the picture you want to use doesn't follow this rule, resize it and position it on your slide so that it does. Using this trick can make a picture more visually appealing. Research shows that people will remember more of what you say in a presentation where the words aren't on your slide. Your slides should just show the key points. If it's necessary to provide an extra reference to your audience, prepare a handout. Presenting information is a critical skill that you need to master. Applying these 10 tips will help you create more visually engaging presentations. A good way to begin is to look at what others are doing and look at an effective design that speaks to you. It may take a little more time and creativity to implement these tips, but with practice, it will become a second nature.